Hello happy souls, welcome back to my channel. This is Charlotte with Happy Twins 1111. Welcome to all of my new subscribers and big love to those of you that have been with me such a long time. I'm so honoured to share this journey with you, and my goodness, it has been so turbulent recently. The energies are insane. So obviously we're hurtling towards the 12/12 portal, swiftly followed by winter solstice, which, you know, the winter is like the death card in tarot. It's where everything comes to an end and we start again. New growth is happening beneath the surface. So they can be really difficult times, but the 12/12 portal is very expansive. I'm very excited about that. And of course, we've got the Gemini full moon, the twin full moon, just to add some fun to the circus, you know. But anyway, I hope you will join me at the 12/12 webinar. We're going to be doing an FAQ. I'm going to be talking about what the 12/12 portal means for the collective and how we can best work with the energies that are presented. But we'll also be doing a guided meditation together to activate our Merkabic fields, which just gives us access to a higher level of consciousness and much more protection and more energy, more good vibes, which there can never be too much good vibes. Anyway, I digress. Let's crack on with today's reading. This is my favourite reading to do, the you and them reading. What is happening in this relationship? What's going on between you? And we're looking at both sides of the fence. That's to say, I'll be looking at the divine feminine energies and the divine masculine energies and what's going on in the middle. That bit in the middle is really important. So take your time choosing a pile. There's 3 to choose from today. We've got the Holly Simple Tarot with Ametrine. We've got the Vagabond Wild Tarot with Aura Quartz. And we've got the Sakki Tarot with Rainbow Fluorides. Now, the timestamps are in the description box below, also pinned at the top in the comments. I prefer to choose from the numbers in the timestamps personally, but there's no right or wrong way. Just see which pile you're drawn to. And if you are drawn to more than one pile, it's just the case that there's probably messages in the other pile for you as well. Make sure you make a note of which one you watch today down in the comments, because these videos, they're all timeless. There's so many of them as well. And do you know what? I've been on this journey for 2 years with you. So my earlier content, if you're at the beginning of your journey with this, definitely start with my earlier content, because I've learned so much as I've gone along. And so the topic of, I guess, my readings has shifted as I've shifted. So it's definitely worth digging into the old stuff. But when you've made a note in the comments anyway, which pile you've watched, if you're drawn back to this reading at a later date, you'll know, not to go over old ground. Anyway, let's do this. I'll see you at your pile. Hello pile 1, welcome to your reading. You have chosen the Holly Simple Tarot with this lovely piece of Ametrine. Now, for this reading I do actually use 3 decks. So the pile that you have chosen, the Holly Simple Tarot, will represent the divine feminine energies. We've got the Modern Witch Tarot, which will represent the divine masculine energies. And down the middle here, I'm going to use the Cosmic Slumber Tarot, which will be the connecting energies. So before I start, I'm just going to pull a significator for each of you. So these are the energies that will represent overall the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and the connecting energies. In the middle, I'm using the Moonology oracle cards. If you're interested in what decks I'm using, I do always list them in the description box below. Okay, now these readings aren't gender specific either. So the divine feminine could indeed be a male or female, and the divine masculine could be a he or she also. So please adjust the pronouns as you see fit. I will refer to the divine feminine as she and the divine masculine as he. And I'm going to be really honest with you. It's because when I'm channeling, it's really difficult to remember to do otherwise. So it's just easier for me to work with those pronouns when I'm channeling. I'm not trying to offend anyone, but it's easy enough to adjust them for your circumstances. Okay. Let's do this. For our divine feminine energy, we've got a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. And for the divine masculine energies, we've got the answers you need are coming, full moon in Gemini, which is really interesting because this is where the energies are right now. Full moon in Gemini is on its way. Okay, let's draw cards for the divine feminine energy first. Holly Simple Tarot. What are the current energies for the divine feminine? What are the current energies for this divine feminine? We've got Ace of Wands, Page of Cups, and the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. And what's this divine feminine thinking or feeling about her person and this connection. So that's the Four of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And what's shifting? What's shifting for this Divine Feminine? That's the World, the Four of Cups, I beg your pardon, the Nine of Cups, and the Knight of Cups in reverse. Right, let's get some cards of the masculine energy. So this is the Modern Witch Tarot. While I'm shuffling, guys, don't forget to check out my website, happysouls1111.com. You can find all of my services on there. I'm not doing private readings at the moment, but if you subscribe to my mailing list, you'll be the first to know when I am doing them again. Okay, current energies for our Divine Masculine. Page of Cups. Just move those actually. We've got Page of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles. How's this Divine Masculine thinking and feeling about the connection? We've got the Devil, the Star in reverse, the Moon in reverse. What's shifting? We've got the Queen of Cups, the King of Wands in reverse, and the King of Cups in reverse. That's interesting. Counterparts there. Okay. And what are the connecting energies here, please? Let's see what the connecting energies are. This is the Cosmic Slumber. Wow, okay, that one wanted to come out. Cosmic Slumber Tarot. Connecting energy is Princess of Torches, which is the Page of Wands. Thoughts and feelings. We've got the Fool in reverse. And for what's shifting, we've got the Page of Cups in reverse. So that Page of Cups has come up 3 times now. And a connecting energy for the top from the Moonology deck. Surrender to the divine, full moon. So this full moon energy is big for you guys. Okay, let's start over here. A personal issue reaches resolution, and what I'm hearing with this Divine Feminine is that she's closed out a cycle in her life which has enabled her to have a really positive new beginning, but there is an energy of loneliness here. It feels like a lot of the old stuff has fallen away in terms of career, perhaps even the home life has shifted, friendship group has shifted. There's been a lot of changes for this Divine Feminine, but it has created a positive release, like a springboard from which she can start something new. As her current energies, we've got this Ace of Wands here, this beautiful new beginning. And this to me as well, this feels like there's the energy of excitement here. It feels like there's been this new discovery of self, but there's a spark of enthusiasm here, a desire suddenly to move forward with a greater degree of enthusiasm. This is someone that's excited for the next steps. They're still afraid and they're still chasing. You know, this person hasn't surrendered yet. They've not mastered control of their emotions yet, but they are recognizing how to do this now. They're taking steps. This is someone that's, feeling fairly positive at the moment, but they are feeling lonely. We've got this Three of Pentacles in reverse. It feels like for some of you as well, there could be a work situation here, but there's definitely been the end of a cycle. As I said, there's definitely a home or career change here. And it feels like a new beginning, but it does feel, there's this youthful kind of innocent energy to this feeling of being out in the big wide world on your own all of a sudden, a feeling of being really responsible for self and alone with that. And even though there's a fear and an anxiety connected to it, there's also this exciting energy of a new beginning, a new start. It's a very positive energy overall. Even as I said, it's kind of tinted with anxiety. but it's strong. It feels like this divine feminine finally sees a way forward. It's positive. It's someone who's tentatively moving forward in the right direction, is what I'm getting. For the masculine, the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini, and again we see this Page of Cups energy. But there's so much change happening here as well. We've got this Two of Pentacles, and for me this is such an up and down, trying to bring things into balance through change. And we've got, again, these dark mountains in the background. It feels like there's been some dramatic shifts here. And again, this feeling of solitude, but this is a feeling of self-sufficiency that's abundant. And it feels like communication has picked up between these two. These two pages are also messengers, and in particular, this masculine is reaching out over to this divine feminine side of the fence here. And, she's thinking, this divine feminine, she's receiving this cup, and, it's all that's on her mind. And there's how many hearts there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Transformation, 6 at the third eye. So really powerful connecting energies here for these two. We've got the Page of Wands in the middle as well. This feels like the passion has recently ignited between them. And, both of them feel fairly independent, self-sufficient, and ready to kind of take a step forward with one another. I say tentatively because this divine feminine, she still feels there's an innocence and naivety about her, but she's kind of, that's combined with this beautiful optimism. Something has released that's allowed this divine feminine to move forward. And the masculine energy here is feeling very stable, very abundant. And the answers you need are coming. This is twin energy. This is full moon in Gemini. This is about duality and separation. It feels like this masculine wants to communicate for sure. And with this Page of Wands here as the connecting energy and surrender to the divine at the full moon, this feels for me like two people who are coming towards each other playfully, just having a good time, taking it easy, seeing what's happened, and genuinely both kind of easygoing and literally surrendering it to the divine. This divine feminine, I feel, even though she's not fully healed or grown, her kind of beautiful, innocent optimism allows her to ascend beyond the fear and anxiety. And, this is really indicative of how we don't really need to be healed to move into union energies. We just need to have an open heart. Healing helps us maintain an open heart. It's very difficult to have so much fear and shadow and to still be brave enough to keep your heart open. But this divine feminine can do that. This divine feminine, that once burned twice shy energy has dissipated. They feel ready for this. They feel enthusiastic and just really optimistic about what's next. And it does feel like this masculine is willing. He's definitely still, as I said, a little bit topsy-turvy. Things are up and down for him, but he's finding his feet in this situation, and both parties want to communicate, albeit at a very casual level. This is a kind of let's just have fun and see where this goes energy. Let's not make it too heavy. And both parties seem, to just be trusting these kind of steps into the dark, even though they don't exactly know what's next. They're resisting the urge to think about it and tangle themselves up in what ifs. In terms of how they're thinking and feeling about each other, this is beautiful. This divine feminine's got this Four of Wands energy. As I said, this divine feminine is ready. They're acknowledging that, I've got loads more healing to do, but I want to collaborate on this. I want to heal together. I want this new beginning. There is a caution here with this Eight of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like this is giving rise to those latent fears that this divine feminine is really good at overcoming. And that's this fear of there having to still be lots of work. Am I really ready? Is there still lots of work to do? Can this really happen now? Don't allow that negative thought to undo your progress. Because as I said, you just have to be brave enough to keep an open heart, to stay optimistic, to love anyway. It's about being vulnerable and authentic. Yes, when we're not healed, it's really challenging to keep our hearts open, which is why healing needs to be an ongoing process. But the message here is not to fear the work. Trust in the process. You're doing great. There's also a fear here with this Queen of Pentacles in reverse. A fear of not getting the commitment you want, a fear of not being even ready for it yourself. You know, this is someone that's now thinking, gosh, after all this, am I actually ready to have a full-blown relationship, a healthy relationship, to be taken care of? Am I ready to step into that energy? So it's kind of teetering on the brink. This is a divine feminine that's somehow found alignment quite by accident, just because their own natural state of mind is fairly optimistic and cheerful in general. They've been able to elevate their vibration enough to align themselves with a brighter future and manifesting a brighter future. Something's released for that to happen, but there are these fears that niggle under the surface that need to be nipped in the bud. But this divine feminine with this Four of Wands energy for thoughts and feelings, this is someone that's ready, that wants it, that is all in, that wants this union. The masculine energy here is much more afraid. We've got the Devil, the Star in reverse, and the Moon in reverse. And this is someone that, when stuff gets deep, this is when they're challenged, because, they don't know how to open their heart in the same way. The Devil energy is about that codependent, unhealthy attachment. This is why we see it as being, just bring this up close for you. This is why we see them as being chained together, in bondage. It's not a healthy dynamic. They're together out of need. They don't really have the freedom to be apart from one another, because they rely on one another for energy, for sustenance, for love. They fill each other's cups, and so they can't really come apart. So this masculine for feelings, he's already very attached. And I feel like, certainly with the pages in these energy, not communicating about that in a mature way at all. This is someone who doesn't reveal their feelings. And certainly with the Moon and the Star in reverse, is very scared. The Moon in reverse is often indicative of, underlying mental health issues for sure. But whichever way you look at it, it's deep fear and uncertainty. It's not knowing what the best way forward is, and being really wrapped up in anxiety around that. The Star as well is not daring to wish. Not daring to think about what could really be next. This is someone who prepares themselves for the worst by not even imagining what the best case scenario could look like. Why go there and disappoint yourself, So all of this beautiful optimism that this divine feminine is injecting into this situation is lost on this masculine, who's still very emotionally closed off and unable to communicate at a mature level. And so we've got feelings, is this Fool in reverse. The masculine's pessimism combined with the divine feminine's smidgen of fear. There's no new beginning here. Both of them deep down feel like this is a false start. Like it's lovely and it's to be enjoyed while it lasts. And it's this divine feminine who dares to believe. But your counterpart isn't ready to be that brave, it feels like. In terms of what's shifting, again, we have this personal issue reaching resolution and the energy of completion here, and some truth being activated. I feel like the 12-12 portal and these full moons is going to be significant for these two counterparts, but in particular the divine feminine. And we see her moving into this 9 of Cups energy. This is beautiful. This is that self-fulfillment at an emotional level, emotional mastery, exactly where she's coming from. We spoke about how there's still this emotional naivety or innocence. There isn't this control or mastery around the emotions. But this is where this divine feminine is moving into. And healing really is like that. The shifts can be sudden. 1 minute, it just creeps up on you. It's like a slow rising tide. Before you know it, you're just kind of like, oh, wow, I'm here. And it feels like this divine feminine really is closing out an old cycle and stepping into this very emotionally balanced energy. The divine masculine has this self-fulfilling energy in his material world, but it's absent in his emotions. The emotions that present for him are, quite immature, but they are shifting. And whilst this divine feminine then is kind of moving more into a kind of more balanced surrender energy and not chasing as much, not being kind of in his face, this masculine all of a sudden has that shift again. I feel like for these counterparts, things can transform very quickly. That hot and cold back and forth energy is not something that's happening over the courses of weeks or months. It's something that's happening over the course of days or weeks. It really is very up and down right now, it feels like, for these two. And again, I think we're going to see it I think we're going to see it shift quite rapidly as this 12/12 portal closes in, and then, the summer solstice period brings those energies to completion, to that new beginning. The full moon, of course, is the peak of that energy. So look out for that full moon in Gemini for you too, because this is when you're going to get some kind of answers. There's going to be some kind of conversation. But I feel like in the near term, you've got to be really mindful that your masculine is very twitchy right now. They are very scared. They don't need any excuses to run. So it's better to keep things light-hearted, to not apply any pressure, because they will be coming back with a more mature offer. The Queen of Cups is still very measured energy, but it's definitely more mature and it's more compassionate. It's more willing to listen to you. We have got 2 Kings in reverse. This really demonstrates that even though they're coming with this heartfelt offering or communication, they're still in very distorted masculine energy. They're not in their power. This still has the energy of coerciveness about it. This is someone who's perhaps saying what they think you want to hear. And honestly, with the Page of Cups in reverse for what's shifting, bearing in mind it was at the top here for how things are currently, I feel like this divine feminine will probably close the door on communication. This mature energy that the divine feminine's growing into allows them to recognize when an offer is not worthy of their attention. It allows them to recognize when something isn't authentic or real, and it's not enough for them. So it does feel like this divine feminine is moving into power. There's an opportunity for growth here that's very swift and rapid. So this definitely feels like a false start. Whatever communication is happening, you're being asked to just be very measured and very calm and still in your responses and reactions, not to have any sudden knee-jerk kind of reactions to this. Right, let's get some guidance to you as well, and some charms. What's the guidance to these two? Right, this is a Sacred Earth Oracle. We've got formation, patterns, and connection. And from the charms, let's get some more. Oh, that's why I'm falling out. We'll have that too. We have got Friends Don't Lie, the Instagram camera. Oh, this teeny tiny one, what does that say? It says Daddy's Angel. We've got Babe with the Power, the Little Shell, Love Hurts, Three of Swords, a little campsite, Why, and finally we've got a little piece of amethyst. So guidance for you too. Formation. This is about things happening, things coming together, recognizing that you have the power to bring this to fruition. As I said, a lot is changing for you too. This is a period of transformation, of ups and downs and turbulence, a cycle closing out and a new beginning for this divine feminine who's finally recognizing their power. And to stay in authenticity. Friends don't lie. Everything's up and down right now, and you just need to roll with it and trust in your power to co-create the right way forward. Your guidance is being drawn sorry, your attention is being drawn to patterns. And we've got this Three of Swords energy here. And it's coming up with this daddy's angel charm and love hurts, the shell. You know, I feel like both of you are working through patterns that are connected to parenthood. Perhaps one of you as a parent, but certainly in relation to your own parents, particularly the father or paternal side here. There's unresolved heartbreak and pain. There's unresolved betrayal and trauma. That this pattern is something that you both cycle through, and you don't understand that this is why you can't meet in the middle. This has to be resolved if you're going to come out of your shell. And so I'm hearing, you know, with this kind of camping charm here, for me this feels like that peace and solitude that both of you need. This is the energy of actually giving yourself enough time to work through these issues. And I feel really strongly this is something the Divine Feminine has very recently become aware of prioritizing time for self. There's also a reminder here that this connection exists in a higher dimension. You know, this is a spiritual or soulful connection. This is what brings you together. This is what binds you to one another. I'm really drawn to the starfish energy and how sticky they are, how they, you know, they stick to us, how interwoven your energy is with one another's. We've got this surrender to the divine energy at the full moon. I feel like things are moving in the direction they're meant to. And the best thing this Divine Feminine can do right now is just to allow it to unfold at whatever pace it's meant to be listening carefully and to listen for voices of the past in communication between the two of you, because you're both repeating these patterns from communication that are connected to trauma with parents, in particular fathers. You know, that's what's at the root of this for you guys. Let's get some musical oracles as well. We've got Grace Jones. Learn to be your own sugar daddy. Harness the power of an unexploded bomb. Always waiting, always ticking. To ensure survival, prey must become hunter. This is about that taking care of self and that self-reliance and this new beginning and this new energy, this new way forward. Trust you can do it. I feel like things are going to start turning up for you. John Lennon, not everything you see is a mirage. Not everything you hear is a lie. If you enjoy wasting time, then it isn't wasted. Peace is the only thing worth hoping for. And this is true. You know, it's about getting into the energy of doing what feels good rather than doing what you feel obligated or responsible to. Obviously, we can't deny our responsibilities. Certain things have to get done. But making time for yourself has to be a priority. And if being by yourself just means chilling out and doing not very much, then that's okay. You need to give that to yourself. Okay, from the Soulmate deck, Soulmate cards. Here it is. Positive and loving thoughts are instrumental in creating positive, loving relationships. Fear and doubt only serve to create greater uncertainty. Think more about what is right in your relationship and less on what you think is wrong. This is the pattern, you know, of constantly seeing the worst in each other and then communicating in the same dysfunctional way you have learned at the hand of your parents. It needs to be addressed here. But for sure, truth is coming. Answers are coming. You know, this is a time of massive change and shift. I really hope that was helpful for you, Pile 1. Please do let me know in the comments below. It's really helpful to get that feedback from you guys. And also, I'd just love to know how it's worked out for you, you know. Hopefully, if you did enjoy it, you'll hit the like button for me. I really appreciate it when you do that. And thank you so much to those of you that watch my adverts and the commercials and send me donations. You guys are amazing. It really does help keep my channel ticking over. So thank you so much for being here with me today. If you did enjoy this, make sure you hit the subscribe button and don't forget to tap the little bell icon next to it, because that means you'll get an update every time I post. I'll see you next time. Lots of love. Bye. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the Vagabond Wild Tarot with this beautiful piece of aura quartz. And we are asking today, what is going on with you and your person? We're looking at the current energies and the connecting energies between you. We're going to look at how each of you is thinking and feeling about the other and the connection. And we're going to look at what's shifting for the two of you. And of course, bring forward some guidance. Thank you so much for joining me. It's always a pleasure to read for you. And if you skip the intro today, you know, I was just thinking, when I started this channel 2 years ago, I was at the beginning of this journey, and I learn through these readings myself. So, you know, the content or the topic that I'm reading on has shifted as I've evolved. So if you are new to this journey, I would definitely recommend you start by watching my older readings, you know, the ones I did in the first year. You get a very different understanding of what the twin flame journey is about if you're on that. But of course, all of my readings are just about having healthier relationships. It doesn't matter if you're not a twin flame. The label is irrelevant. Okay, Divine Feminine, we'll be using these cards for you. For the Divine Masculine, we're using the Modern Witch Tarot. And for the connecting energies down the middle, I am using the Cosmic Slumber Tarot. Because we're looking at both sides of the fence today, I'm just going to draw some cards here for significators. So these will help us understand the energies that each counterpart is in. Overall energies. So for Divine Feminine, we have got the new moon in Gemini, communication is key. And for the masculine, we've got what do you need to release, waning moon. And for the connecting energies, we've got you are good enough, full moon. Full moon in Virgo. So let's get some cards out for our Divine Feminine. Right, so Divine Feminine, what energy is she in currently? Got the Seven of Pentacles. Got the Seven of Wands in reverse. And we've got the Magician in reverse. How's she thinking and feeling about this connection? Got the Queen of Pentacles. We've got the Ten of Wands in reverse. And we've got the Ten of Cups. And what's shifting for this Divine Feminine? We've got the Empress. Just move them up slightly so you can see them all. We've got the Empress. We've got the Eight of Cups. And we've got the Ace of Swords. Beautiful. Let's get some cards for our Divine Masculine. Give these a shuffle. Right, so what are the current energies for our Divine Masculine? We've got Ten of Wands in reverse, Ace of Cups in reverse, and the Seven of Cups in reverse. How's he thinking and feeling about the connection? Nine of Wands, Two of Cups, King of Pentacles in reverse. What's shifting? The Chariot in reverse, the King of Wands, and the King of Cups. That is so fascinating. These two cards came up in the same position for pile one, but reversed. Isn't that weird? Weird things. Okay. All right, let's get the connecting energies down the middle from the Cosmic Slumber Tarot. Queen of Swords, the connecting energies, connecting thoughts and feelings is Four of Swords in reverse. And we've got the Emperor in reverse for shifting. Okay, so these are not gender-specific readings. Please adjust the gender pronouns as fits with your situation. The Divine Feminine can be a man or a woman. The energy of the Divine Feminine, communication is key, new moon in Gemini. I feel like these two are in separation. These two aren't communicating at all. This Divine Feminine has been working very, very hard behind the scenes, and this is the energy of exhaustion. This is the energy of someone that feels like they've done as much work as they can and nothing's shifting. Their person isn't returning. They feel like, you know, without communication, without interaction, it just feels stale and stagnant. This is a Divine Feminine that's very frustrated. The current energy here is one of powerlessness. And of not understanding if they've got healthy boundaries or barriers. They're tired of waiting. They're tired of investing in themselves and seeing no positive response or results. This is someone that feels like they're barking up a dead tree. Not the wrong tree, just a dead tree. Oh, honestly, these are very tired tired energies. This is someone that's wondering, will the cloud ever part? Really? How long must this go on for? Can it really continue without any interaction? It's a very frustrated energy. The masculine, though, doesn't want to take responsibility either. This is a masculine that's so closed off in the heart space. We've got, what do you need to release? There is some major blockage here. And we've got this Ace of Cups in reverse, someone who's disconnected from their heart. We've got the Ten of Wands, someone who's not being accountable for themselves and where their lives are going. And the Seven of Cups, someone that's emotionally disconnected from even envisioning a brighter future. And the connecting energy here at the center of this is the Queen of Swords. And you are good enough. It feels like there's been some kind of conflict for the Queen of Swords to come up in reverse, but for sure, whether it's conflict with one another or inner conflict, this is harsh words, harsh feelings, harsh thoughts. This is, holding limiting beliefs about self and one another. Neither party feeling really good enough. Both parties feeling dejected and alone and isolated, and such pointless energies when both of them in truth want to be together. I just want to draw another card here for this. What is this thing that they need to release, and why has this card come up? It feels like they do have an awareness of a blockage. Ten of Cups in reverse, fear of getting what they want. It's coming up over here, this divine feminine. So this masculine knows that the feminine wants something serious, and I feel like this masculine has always said that they wouldn't allow themselves to fall again. And they see it as falling. They don't see falling in love as a powerful or beautiful thing. They see it as a dramatic risk. If I go there again, I'm going to get hurt again. Both of them feeling so unworthy of that which they desire the most. But the divine feminine at least wearing their heart on their sleeve. The divine feminine wants it bad. We've got the Queen of Pentacles here and the Ten of Cups. That Ten of Wands, however, in reverse is troublesome. We've got it for the masculine here as well. But this divine feminine, she just thinks she wants this now. She wants this connection. She wants this stability. She wants this happy ever after. She wants support. She wants to be loved. And look at this. The masculine's got that King of Pentacles there in reverse. The Ten of Cups, he's got it in reverse. He's terrified of it. This is the wife card. This is the spouse card. And the husband spouse card, the King of Pentacles, is in reverse. We've got the Two of Cups here. The Ten of Wands for the divine feminine. It's not their responsibility. That's how they're feeling about it. It's not my responsibility to make this happen. I've opened all the channels. I'm waiting. I'm just waiting. I'm not chasing, I'm waiting. But surely something's got to happen now. Surely this person's got to take action, finally. And they're thinking about it. But look, with this Nine of Wands, bearing in mind the Ten of Wands here in reverse, they're still thinking about it. They're still pausing and not taking that next step. The Two of Cups does indicate they wouldn't mind starting something, but they're not prepared to show up as the King of Pentacles. They're not prepared to show up and have this stable relationship. This person is too afraid to open their heart and to have that. Neither party is really recovered with this Four of Swords in reverse. They're both so consumed by loneliness, by pain, by the sadness, that they're not really, neither one of them is taking responsibility for the situation, which is that you both need to get a bit healthier so that you can, the divine feminine, even though this divine feminine isn't in the energy of chasing, they're standing still, but their heart is chasing. Remember, it's not what you do, it's how you feel inside. Energy or surrender. The energy of surrender can't be faked. You can't stop literally, physically, actively chasing and believe that you've surrendered. It's an emotional letting go. And the longing is still so strong with this divine feminine. And she doesn't see what other healing or work she has to do. She just feels like she's done enough. When is it ever enough? When am I going to feel better? She's not found that sweet spot, that is going to help her achieve that transformation. She's still looking for it. And this divine masculine still isn't ready. He might be ready for some brief, fun, let's get things started and take it super, super slow interaction. He feels it. He feels some love here, but he's struggling to step into it in the way which is needed here. But what's shifting? This is beautiful. This is a breakthrough for the divine feminine. This is moving into alignment. This is moving into a state of being ready to co-create and really doing that inner work. I feel like for this divine feminine, one of the challenges here is consistency. You've got this set of beliefs about how this needs to be, and you think because you've not spoken to your person for so long that you're stuck. And this thought alone disempowers you. You've not really accepted that to achieve union on this journey, you have to achieve it with yourself first. You know that, intellectually you know it, but it's not been integrated, it's not clicked inside of you. But what we're seeing in terms of what's shifting here is really powerful and really beautiful. This is about stepping into divine femininity, going on that inner journey and acknowledging the truth and starting over. There's also a reaching out here. I feel like this divine feminine has been waiting a very long time to communicate because they felt that reaching out was chasing. But, with the holidays approaching and the pandemic and everything that's been going off, perhaps that's a great excuse to just say, hey, pardon me, I wondered how you were doing. The Chariot in reverse, the masculine. This is an interesting energy to show up for what's shifting. This is someone that's not going to rush forward. If we're going to be really real about it, this is someone that's not coming forward. But we also have the King of Cups and the King of Wands here upright. And for me, this, even though someone can't show up with stability, this is someone at least responding with maturity. They are open and receptive. And so again, there was this suggestion of communication. If you haven't spoken to your person in a really long time, reach out. Hey, I just wondered, in light of the global pandemic, how are you doing? Just wanted to check you're okay. You keep popping into my thoughts. How are you? Open the lines of communication. This person is still in distorted energy. Okay, they're still going to try and take control. They're still not going to be able to show up in a balanced or harmonious way. The energies of this connection aren't balanced or harmonious. There's still self-worth issues here, very much on the masculine side of the fence. But this divine feminine energy, is still in this longing. I'm not worth it. I'm not good enough. I'm never going to get it. And I want it so bad. That's the storyline you've got to stop telling yourself. It's about mastering the inner voice and learning to repeat a different storyline, to believe in something better. And you're about to shift and move into that energy. Surrender is coming for you. Move out of impatience and trust. Your masculine isn't ready, but it does look like he might be ready to receive communication that's fun. We've got the Wands and Cups are about emotion and fire. This is a very emotionally mature energy. This is someone that might be ready to talk. So reach out. There's definitely a message here to reach out. Let's get some more guidance for you guys. I'm going to get some charms as well. All right, this is a Sacred Earth Oracle. We've got productivity. We've got core. Preservation. Fragments. Okay, and some charms. Okay, see what we've got here. We have got don't overthink it. Fake news. Everything will be all right. Keep going, keep growing. Don't be a dick. Timing, or the clock, paper file effects clock. I never know what it is. Why? the asthma pump, the losers club, and the aeroplane. So guidance to you too. The energy of this connection is not aligned because of where your thoughts are, in particular with the divine feminine, because the divine feminine is a leading energy. The energy is usually higher vibrational, therefore it flows to the masculine. So if there's fear in the feminine, it's exacerbating the fear that already exists in the masculine. And the masculine is fearful of that which the feminine wants most. That is their biggest fear. That's the biggest blockage. Can they really have happiness again? That's the question that goes round and round and round in their heads. And the divine feminine is subconsciously questioning the same. She wants it and she wants to believe in it, but deep down there's still that fear that she can't have it. Now, you're being asked to step into the work that you already know. And I'm hearing very plainly that you already know what to do. You've already got all the skills and the tools. Now, if you're watching this and you haven't, you need to check out the Twin Flame Healing playlist on my channel. There's a video on there about how to meditate, how to heal through meditation. It's just the art of learning to go within. Check out Eckhart Tolle. Check out Dr. Joe Dispenza. Watch some more of my videos because I talk about healing and different things in all of them. Take a class. Find some resources on YouTube, on Google. Buy books, read, don't stop looking, be productive is the message here. And there's inner child work that you need to be productive with. Divine feminine, you are reminded to keep going and keep growing. Okay? You've got to focus on the core wound here and heal it, because this storyline you keep telling yourself is fake news, that you're not worth it. And this is what's blocking your person as well. You overthink this. You know, every step of the way, rather than appreciating you're a little bit further ahead each day, you're constantly dwelling on where you think you're supposed to be. Why aren't I there yet? It's never going to happen for me. I feel crazy. Every day you feel crazy. Every day you feel that you're wasting your time on this mad journey. But you just need to step into growth. You need to surrender to it. Only you can do it. No one can show up at the gym for you and do the exercise. And it's the same with this stuff. You just need to let go and trust it's going to be all right. Let go of that fear. Stop overthinking it. Stop telling yourself that you're, this false storyline and keeping you both stuck. Your person's keeping themselves there, but you're keeping you both there, by convincing yourselves that you're not enough, that you can't have it. Everything is going to be all right. Again, there's a message here about revisiting the past. This inner child work, this growth here. Remember this preservation card. This is about death, endings, new beginnings. Winter solstice is a time for regrowth. It's where everything appears to die on the surface, but beneath the surface so much is happening. And then, of course, in spring, it all explodes into bloom. But this is about now going through this period of protecting the growth you've already cultivated, of regenerating. This is an important cycle that you're moving through, pile 2. And you're going to be okay. It's just a question of divine timing. Why? Why me? Take a breather. Bring back the fragmented self. Look, I'm really drawn to how here she's got this one eye and there's all of these little eyes spilling from it. Your perception needs to be unified. You need to see things from a place of wholeness. This is a new beginning for you, and things are going to shift really quickly when we move towards these portals and we move towards these, these winter endings, the winter solstice. Your person isn't ready, but they are ready to communicate, and there's an opportunity for you to open up this timeline. But you've got to get out of this energy of feeling lethargic and complaining to yourself in your mind and start getting productive. When you feel like it's hopeless, focus on something positive. Distract yourself with a positive activity. Meditate more, read more, ground more. Spend more time talking about positive things, exciting things, looking for reasons to be happy. Stop cycling through this same old story. It's not going to happen for me. He's never coming back. I'm a crazy person. I'm wasting my time. Why is it not happening for me? Maybe I'm not good enough. The same story. Honestly, I can feel it. It's stressing me out. You're literally keeping yourself trapped in a state of anxiety. Your person will respond to the changes in your energy when they occur. You've got to remember that. You have way more power in this situation than you recognise. I want to leave you with one final piece of advice. If you reach out to this person and they don't communicate, don't worry about it, okay? You've got to remember that they will when they're ready, but you've at least opened a door and created an opportunity for it to happen. It's not chasing to reach out once in a blue moon and say hi. That's perfectly normal and acceptable behaviour between friends and acquaintances and people that you've known, especially during a global pandemic. The issue with it is your fear around it. The issue with it is your fear that you'll be rejected. So don't do it because you must receive a response. Do it because it's the nice thing to do and because you're opening an opportunity. It doesn't matter if it's taken or not. Release yourself from that expectation before you do it so that you can feel safe and comfortable about it. But I do feel like this person may be receptive. They're not going to run after you, you know, they're not going to come crashing in. But it does feel like there may be an opportunity for some at least light communication here that's opening a door. You know, this person, it's on their mind, they're just scared. And I know they've been scared a long time and you're so bored of them being scared. Damn it, I'm bored of them being scared. But they are. You know, people are strange and we all heal at our own pace. We all have fear. You know, it might seem mad to one person and normal to the next. We're all so different. But for sure, this person's mirroring your fears anyway. Okay. In order for you to heal your relationship with another, you must first heal the relationship you have with yourself. Forgive yourself, accept yourself, and love yourself. Yes, pile 2. Yes to this guidance. A loving thought triggers a loving response. Your love is felt and appreciated, and an angel surrounds you. A sacred union is born, the union of twin souls within a threefold flame. That is absolutely beautiful. And how affirming. You obviously needed to hear that today. Focus on growth, productivity. Focus on loving thoughts. Remember that loving thoughts trigger loving responses. Loving thoughts trigger loving feelings. It all starts with what you're thinking. I really hope that was helpful, part 2. I'm sending you lots of love and lots of light and lots of hugs. Please do hit the like button if you enjoyed my video today. It does help my channel to grow. And if you guys want to see more content like this, make sure you tap the subscribe button and the little bell icon next to it so you'll get an update every time I post. You can check out all of my services on my website as happysouls1111.com. I've got the 12/12 webinar coming up soon. You can still book that. There's a few places left and there's a couple of spots left for my surrender class that starts in January too. And for my Reiki 1 attunements class. If you haven't done Reiki yet, Reiki 1 is perfect for self-healing. You can find all the information on my website in the classes section. Hopefully I'll see you there. Lots of love. Bye. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the Sakki Tarot with this lovely piece of fluorite. Give these a good shuffle. Now, in this reading, we are asking you and them, what is going on in this relationship? What's happening here? What do we need to know about this? We're looking at the current energies of each counterpart. We're looking at the thoughts and feelings of each counterpart and what's shifting for each counterpart. And of course, the connecting energies. You know, what's going on? What's the bit in the middle? Now, when I do these readings, I actually use 3 decks. So the deck you chose, the Sakki Tarot, is for the divine feminine energies. For the divine masculine energies, I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot. And for the connecting energies down the middle, I am using the Cosmic Slumber Tarot. Now, I'm just going to get a significator first. This is a card to represent the overall energies of each counterpart. And whilst I'm shuffling, just to let you know that, you know, these readings aren't gender specific. I do struggle to remember to say they, them, their, rather than she, he. But sometimes I stumble. Okay, it's hard for me when I'm channeling. So I'm going to try my very best, but please just adjust the gender pronouns as you see fit. The divine masculine energy, can of course be a man or a woman. The same for the divine feminine energy. So please adjust them for yourself. Okay, we've got your commitment is being tested for the divine feminine. And for the divine masculine, we've got you are good enough, full moon in Virgo. Okay, and for the connecting energies, these two, we've got work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. Okay, so let's get some cards for the divine feminine. So let me just move these out of the way while we do this. current energies for the Divine Feminine. We've got strength. We've got the Six of Wands. And we've got the Six of Pentacles. And current thoughts and feelings for the Divine Feminine. For her counterpart in the situation, we've got the Lovers. We've got the High Priestess in reverse. And the Ten of Cups. And for what's shifting for this Divine Feminine, we've got the Ace of Wands, the Nine of Wands, and the Angel, which is Judgment. Okay, let me just check that these are in shot. Yes, they are. Right, let's get the cards for the masculine. And whilst I'm shuffling, do you know, it occurred to me today, see, I've been on this journey, my tarot channel, this channel is almost 2 years old. I can't believe it. It's crazy. It's gone so quickly. It really has. But, you know, I've been learning as I go, not learning tarot, but learning about this stuff, learning about relationships, learning about twin flames and soulmates and surrender and healing yourself and all of that stuff. And I learned through these readings. So if you're new to my channel, it will really help to check out my older readings, because, you know, the topic changes as time goes on, as I'm learning and my perspective shifts, and, you know, what I channel becomes deeper. But that early stuff is vital as well. Oh, I'm getting into a bit of a muddle here. What's happened? Why aren't they connecting? Okay, these are really slippy, slidey cards, which is a pet hate of mine with some decks. They slip and slide too much. Anyway, let's do this. Divine Masculine energies, current energies. We've got the Five of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Two of Swords. Thinking and feeling, we've got the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles. And what's shifting for this masculine, we've got Four of Wands in reverse, the Sun, and the King of Swords in reverse. Right, let's get some connecting energies from the Cosmic Slumber Tarot. Current energies, we've got the Seven of Pentacles, thoughts and feelings. We've got the Three of Pentacles. And for what's shifting, we have got the Devil. Okay, pile 3, what is going on? You and them. Your commitment is being tested, Divine Feminine. First quarter moon. Here we've got strength, lots of fire energy here. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Your commitment is being tested. I feel like there's been a long separation between these two, and things have suddenly picked up. This is the energy of something suddenly having gathered pace. And this Divine Feminine has firmer boundaries this time. I'm feeling that this commitment to being tested, it's her commitment to herself, her commitment to a higher consciousness, her commitment to a new way of being is what's being tested. This has come up a lot in my readings in the last few months. This energy of, you know, in our counterparts' absence, when they're gone and we're healing and we're learning about ourselves and we're recognizing the dysfunction and patterns in our own toxic relationship history, and it's a period of renewal and evolution, such intense growth for this Divine Feminine. And it feels like her counterpart has showed up again, and all of this is being tested. It's like after this long absence and so much growth, now this Divine Feminine is being called to put into practice everything she's learned. She's finally getting in the driver's seat. She's getting a shot at figuring this out for real. She's learning about give and take above all else. She's really feeling challenged in where a healthy boundary needs to lie. But she's determined, you know, to be victorious. This is such an interesting Six of Wands card, because the Six of Wands is the energy of victory, but look at all of the shadow aspects in the background here. Some tumbling into this ravine, falling away. standing with this wand, victorious. This is someone that really wants to move forward for the betterment of themselves, for the highest good of their own energy and what's right for them. This is someone that isn't messing around. That they know how to fill their own cup. They're determined to stay in balance. These are such interesting energies to the masculine, because we've got this you are good enough energy, full moon in Virgo. But here we've got the Five of Swords, this energy of inner conflict. Well, literal conflict of having won something, but it's an ill-dignified victory. It's a bittersweet victory. It doesn't feel good. There are no real winners. Unlike the victory of this spiritual victory and alignment and the kind of having won against themselves energy of the divine feminine, this masculine's at war with the world around him and his inner world as well. The Two of Swords is about inner conflict, refusing to look at emotions, refusing to tap intuition, and yet showing up with an offer here, showing up with some emotional maturity. And indeed, the connecting energy is working through your fears, new moon in Scorpio, and this very patient, well, let's just see what happens here. And this is an investment. Despite there being so much conflict in the masculine's energy, it does feel like things are starting to happen between these two. But this masculine is very conflicted. This masculine's disconnected from their emotional body. They're disconnected from their emotional truth, and they don't want to see it. Look at the blindfold here. They don't want to acknowledge all of this body of water behind them, the moon representing intuition. They deliberately do not want to go there. They want to stay grounded. They want to keep their footing. They want to make sure they win. So, this is someone that's still coming at this with a greater level of emotional vulnerability than they did before, but they're not really being authentic. This is someone, it feels like, is going through the motions and trying to put on a good show. They've matured somewhat, is what I'm hearing. But is it enough? The Seven of Pentacles is a very patient energy. This is two people showing up differently this time, pausing. It's a very measured, very considered energy. No one's being impulsive or rushing in. But I feel like this masculine has recently come through some serious conflict. They've left something or someone else behind. And it was, as I said, it was a short-lived victory because it's brought them so much pain. They're holding on to the Three Swords. Three of Swords is heartbreak, pain, betrayal. And I feel like they've not come out of this unscathed. So their energy is very frenetic and very fractious and very... It's such a contrast. This openness of the Queen of Cups, who's literally her feet are dipped in the water, compared to this inner turmoil in their mental body. There's definitely a disconnect between emotions and the mental self here. This person doesn't necessarily act how they feel, and vice versa. There's still a lot that's hidden from themselves even. But this divine feminine is feeling all the loves. They're feeling the feels. We've got the Lovers and the Ten of Cups here. Though they feel strangely disconnected at an astral or intuitive level. And, this tends to happen when there's been a long period of separation. When communication picks up again, the astral stuff tends to die down. I guess it's not needed as much because there's more 3D interaction. So that may be a concern of the divine feminine that's, we can put to bed there. But for sure, this divine feminine's feeling the feels. But there is this sense here that I'm noticing in the Lovers that there's two masked people showing up here. They're not really showing up as themselves. It feels like this same dance, that's happened before. But this divine feminine wants it. This divine feminine, and this is Gemini, bearing in mind we're coming to this Gemini full moon, the twin moon. This divine feminine is dotting the I's and crossing the T's and wants to move this forward. I don't feel like the masculine is in the energy of wanting to do this, and it's so peculiar, but in all three of my piles today, the cards have lined up very similarly on the masculine side, which makes me think there's a strong collective shift right now towards running. There's a lot of masculines that are feeling, this came up in another pile as well, it's a turbulent energy. It's the energy of trying to bring things back into balance. But of course, turbulence shakes things up. It shows us where our attention actually needs to be. It's very uncomfortable when it's happening. And I do feel like a lot of masculines are going through this period of change. Now, this masculine is kind of feeling like maybe this can't work right now. There's a need to be materially independent. And these are all pentacles. These are all cards that pertain to the earthly realms. So the fact that they've come up here for feelings is not ideal. You know, again, this is someone that's not really in the feels. This is someone that's much more in their head, but is stepping into the feels and demonstrating feely behaviors because they need an in. They want to move this forward. But for sure, you know, this person is trying to be good enough. They're trying to build a stable, solid foundation with this Nine of Pentacles. And they're not sure how they feel about whether or not this could work yet. They're still in two minds. There's so much change happening. Both parties want to collaborate. They want to make a new start. The Three of Pentacles is all about teamwork and creating something beautiful and divine together. So for connected feelings, this Three of Pentacles energy is quite beautiful. And again, this is the energy of patience. This is the energy of building something together and taking their time. And what I'm feeling is making all the difference here is that this time, this divine feminine is trained. She is trained and ready, you know, for this particular scenario, and she's ready to work on this. And it feels like this masculine is very resistant to this. He wants to work on himself. He's in this in-between place, but he's feeling very uncertain about how this can work. It's not the case he doesn't want it to work. He's feeling like it's going to perhaps be too complicated. There is a recognition of the imbalance here. You know, this divine feminine is racing to this Ten of Cups and Lovers, but she's not intuitively feeling into this situation and recognizing that her masculine is not on the same page. He's in this energy of Nine, the energy of solitude and independence, the hermit energy. He's still juggling things. There's some conflict in his background that still carries pain. And so he's focused on creating abundance, on creating stability, but he wants there to be some stability in the connection. They both do. Both of them, I feel, are showing up with the energy of compromise. And this is why I think this divine feminine is so focused on give and take and very carefully where to draw the boundary. And I think in real terms, even though these two know there is much more than friendship between them, and it's undeniable, you know, they both know this. You know, there are deep feelings beneath the surface here for both parties. But this is kind of suggesting that both are comfortable with inviting a friendship, camaraderie, perhaps even a project or teamwork in a literal sense. This can also refer to work. But it does feel like they want to be in each other's lives. That's what this masculine is doing. He's overriding his fears. Even though the energies are so turbulent for him, he wants to show up in some way. He wants to be in the divine feminine's energy. What's shifting for this divine feminine is really quite beautiful. For me, you know, these cards in combination together are completion and unity, because you've got the Ace of Wands and the Nine of Wands, which of course together add up to 10, but there's an in-between step here. And then we've got the Judgment card, which is number 20, or 2 10s. It's called the Angel in this deck. And of course, this is the card of awakening. It's a very beautiful and powerful image here. You know, there's your soul being called back to mission, back to love, back to truth. So much truth here with all this blue energy, and there's a overwhelming need to desire and express this. For me, this is a divine feminine that's moving into mission, and through this experience, this brand new spiritual beginning, after all of our hard work, falling into balance and alignment, you know, being at this final stage, at this final hurdle, the door to union energy is opening. she's comfortable in recognition of her masculine not being ready. But this is a divine feminine that's being called to mission. She's being called to channel. She's being called to share what she's learned. I feel really strongly, if you're watching this pile, you know, you need to channel somehow, whether it's through tarot, whether it's through mediumship. You need to develop your psychic abilities and share your gifts. There's beautiful music as well. For some of you, it's through music. But there's beautiful emotional value in the things you have to give and share. You mustn't feel worried that there's that it feels like there's a kind of intuitive disconnect in your connection right now. It's normal. It's because your person is so present, they're so grounded, they're so in the here and the now. They are afraid of union though. They're not ready for this. They're not ready to face the truth. You know, your growth has outstripped theirs at this stage. But what's really beautiful about this is I do feel that this divine feminine energy, it's ready for this. This divine feminine energy knows that the masculine's got work to do. There's an energy of patience here that wasn't there before, is what I'm hearing. It's the energy of, okay, I actually trust, I get it now. It's something's just clicked. But the masculine just wants to play. They just want to be happy. They just want to be around you. You've got to be really cautious here because the devil shows up when there's unhealthy attachment and bondage. And again, all of the readings today had a very common theme. As I said, it does feel like a big collective shift right now. Lots of divine feminines feeling very ready. Lots of masculines showing up and not quite having the gumption to see it through. And the divine feminine would have previously been crushed by this same cycle repeating itself. Oh, here they come, they're back. Oh, no, they're gone again. You know, but this time, this divine feminine isn't. They're not crushed by this. They're ready for this. They've trained for this. They're feeling good in their strength, in their independence, in their solitude. They're ready to take this journey towards completion independently. The ace, the independent energy of unity, and the 9, the power of solitude. Together you've still got completion. You've still got awakening. You've still got union. You know, what you've learned is being tested. But this feels very positive for me. You know, for the feminine, the masculine's not quite there yet. But I feel like, you know, the guidance here, if this divine feminine can just appreciate and accept the masculine as he shows up, assuming he's not being, you know, hurtful or abusive, as long as he's showing up in good cheer, you know, as a friendship or something. But to be mindful of the codependent energy that still exists here in both of you, the addictive quality of the relationship when you're still both at this stage of growth. You know, it can be disruptive. There's a caution here. Let's get some guidance cards for you and charms as well. So this is a Sacred Earth Oracle. We've got potential, patterns. This also came up earlier in one of the other piles. We've got balance. And we've got moderation. And from the charms, there's quite a few. Let's see what we've got here. I'm a stupid baby. I need space. Oh la la. This is a positive sign. Love hurts. Dusk until dawn. The campsite. And the hermit crab. Okay. Whoa. All right, potential. I need to bring this card closer to you. Can you see this little inner child here in the heart space? I feel like as guidance, this is warning you towards the potential for those shadow aspects to rear their head again. This is what it means by your commitments being tested. When we learn through theory in the absence of our counterpart, it has to be tested when they show up. How aligned can we be when we're still being triggered, when that inner child is still peeping through? Look at this, I'm a stupid baby. You know, that old pain being triggered. And the guidance here is both the campsite and I need my space. You need to make sure that you take time to refresh and revitalize yourself, take time to yourself. It's really important that you have this time and space for you right now. And definitely, you know, a potential for that inner child to disrupt the intended flow of energy if you're not careful. Patterns. You know, you've cycled through this before. It feels different this time, and that's because it is. Both of you are working through your fears and showing up in a new way. The new moon, this new beginning, and it's in Scorpio, the energy of resurrection. You know, you've got to be really mindful of these patterns and what you understand of them. You know, what did I do last time when I was challenged and triggered this way? How can I deal with it differently this time? It's about learning to pause and not respond. You know, when you're triggered, learning to pause and reflect on how this feels familiar. I've been through this cycle before. What is the inner child trying to teach me? I'm a stupid baby. This is connected to how this person sometimes can say demeaning things to assert themselves intellectually. I feel that's one of the ways they trigger you. There's an intense sexual energy here as well, which derails things sometimes because it blurs the boundaries. And that's something you're being asked to pay attention to. This is a positive sign because you're actually recognizing what's happening now. Both of you are seeing this through a broader perspective. You know, you are both different. You are both healed. It's about holding that alignment. And look, in this card, it's so clearly demonstrated with this blue line of truth connecting the two, this balance. And then, you know, here connecting in their hands, bringing both energies and grounding it. Look, their feet in the earth. You know, this is beautiful. This is, for me, is you are moving into union energies. You know, you have grounded this connection and things are starting to happen. But, you know, patience is still required. Your person's still hurting. You know, they need to be in this hermit energy. We've got that 9 of Pentacles there as well. They need to find home within themselves. But they're thinking about you always. We've got this dusk until dawn energy. For me, this is always that, you know, thinking about you day and night. This person is really got you in mind. They really have. They want to be around you right now. They're just not showing up in the way that you're ready for. And that's okay. That's okay. Maria Callas and Bjork. We'll get a couple of soulmate cards as well. Right, Maria Callas. Compromise is the enemy of perfection. Befriend your inner serpent. That's Kundalini energy there. You cannot survive on sensation alone. Compromise is the enemy of perfection. You cannot survive on sensation alone. Befriend your inner serpent, the energy of creation, Kundalini. Compromise is the energy of perfection, enemy of perfection. You can't compromise on yourself. You can't compromise on this alone time. You need to take that space for yourself. It's so important. There's music as well by Maria Callas you need to listen to. I don't know what it is, but you're going to find a message there. I don't know the artist, to be honest with you. Bjork, devour life whole. Organise an orgy with the sky and the sea. Optimism is energy. So the sky and the sea, that's mental and emotional body. You know, this is what your person was struggling with. Yeah, they didn't want to see. They didn't want to bring their mind and heart into balance. They're at war with one another. The heart and mind are at war. devour life whole, organise an orgy with the sky and the sea, optimism is energy. You know, for them, this moderation, yes, tread carefully, but they need to dive in. You know, they need to embrace the energy of both the feeling and the thought and trust that it's going to be okay. You know, trust, optimism is an energy, just as pessimism is. We don't want to be dwelling in pessimism. This kind of encourages the masculine to come out of this fear, because he's released so much already. You know, together you're working through fears, you're building a new way forward. And I think it's okay for him to be seen, but there's a need for this in moderation. He's going to need some alone time. Every experience, regardless of whether you perceive it as good or bad, comes with a gift attached. Yet sometimes the gift is only revealed with the passing of time. Trust, all is as it should be, and that is so true. And I feel like both of you are realising the gifts of this separation that's already gone before. You know, so this is why you're showing up different. You're trusting in a way you hadn't before. You are a jewel, even though you may not see it. What you consider imperfect is an illusion. Even in darkness, you shine eternally bright. Just believe in yourself. You've got big work to do here, Divine Feminine. I really believe that. I hope that was helpful for you, Pile 3. Thank you so much for tuning into my reading today. It was a pleasure as always. And if you did enjoy the video, make sure you tap the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more lovely content like this from me. And if you want to get an update every time I post, make sure you tap the little bell icon next to the subscribe button. You can check out all of my services and all of my stuffs at www.happysouls1111.com. Over there you can book spirit release therapy with me. You can book classes with me, and don't forget the 12/12 webinar is coming up, so I hope to share that with you as well. And I'm also super excited that I'm doing Reiki 1 attunements online in January. Hopefully you'll join me for that too. I've kept the price really low for that because I really think Reiki should be accessible to everyone. It really is a beautiful way of self-healing. I'm so excited to share it with you. Anyhow, thank you for being here as always, and I will see you next time. Lots of love. Bye.